Hey Lions fans! We've got some exciting updates on Monday night's win over the Seahawks and a deep dive into just how special our offense looked. But before we get started, hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest Detroit Lions news. So let's get right to it. The Detroit Lions offense was absolutely electric on Monday night, and a big part of that was thanks to Jameson Williams. After a solid but somewhat quiet start to the season, Williams exploded in this game, becoming the spark the Lions needed to finally put the pieces together on offense. Jared Goff, our man under center, had a career night and set an NFL record by completing 18 of 18 passes, literally perfect. No incompletions, guys. He finished the game with 292 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. But that's not all. Goff even caught a touchdown pass on a brilliant play in the third quarter, marking the first time in his career that he's scored as a receiver. That's right, a double reverse play where our all-pro wideout Amon-Ra St. Brown took over as quarterback and threw a 7-yard pass into the hands of Goff in the end zone. Gotta give Ben Johnson credit for making a play like that. According to Goff, this play had been in the playbook for a while, but they just couldn't find the right moment to unleash it. Talk about perfect timing. And it wasn't just Goff and St. Brown making history out there. Detroit became the first team to have 2 players throw a touchdown, catch a touchdown, and maintain a perfect completion percentage in the same game. Absolutely wild stuff. The Lions avoided settling for a single field goal and instead scored 6 touchdowns, including a perfect 5 of 5 in the red zone. Prior to this week's matchup, we were struggling in the red zone, converting just 38.7% of our trips into touchdowns, which was one of the lowest percentages in the league. But Monday's game felt like a turning point for the offense. Not only did we score a season-high 42 points, but we did it with an aggressiveness and efficiency we hadn't seen in the first few weeks of the season. Williams was the star of the night, and he put the league on alert with his 70-yard touchdown reception in the third quarter that left the Seahawks secondary in the dust. You could see it coming the moment he broke his route. It felt good. It was cover 0, and I kind of knew as soon as I broke it that I was going to be there, Williams said after the game. And it was right there, I just had to finish it. Just go, get open, get in the end zone. With his combination of speed and route running, he became an integral part of the Lions' offense. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery were also putting on a show in the backfield, combining for 3 rushing touchdowns. Montgomery's third-quarter reception, where he blew past 4 would-be tacklers, looked like vintage Marshawn Lynch. If there's one back who can match any defense in the league right now, it's these two. They're playing some killer football, and you can see how Goff is benefiting from having such reliable weapons in the backfield. We're clicking right now, Goff said. You can find a better back than those 2 guys in the league right now. I can't name one. They're playing hard. And that's what we saw Monday night, an offense that was completely in sync, with every player stepping up and making big contributions. So what does that mean going forward? With the Lions at 3-1 heading into the bye week, it feels like we finally found our identity on offense. We've got the deep threat in Jameson Williams, the consistency and big play ability of Amon-Ra St. Brown, a solid running game that can wear down defenses, and Goff playing with confidence and precision. If we can keep this momentum going, there's no telling where this team can go. It's a great time to be a Lions fan. But I want to know what you think. Do you believe this offense has what it takes to be the best in the league? Can we keep this up for the rest of the season, or is there still room for improvement? Leave your thoughts in the comments and let's get this discussion started. It was a high-scoring affair, and our defense got tested for sure. But what makes this Lions team special is their ability to adapt. In our first 2 wins of the season, it was our defense carrying the weight while the offense struggled a bit. But this time, when the defense got a little leaky, the offense stepped up and took control, putting up a whopping 42 points. That's what good teams do. They find ways to win in all sorts of situations, and that's exactly what we're seeing from the Lions. After the game, Coach Dan Campbell put it perfectly, every week is going to be different. You find a way to win the one in front of you. This kind of mentality is what's driving the Lions to the top of the NFC. The confidence to handle whatever comes at them and the trust in each other to perform, no matter the game script, is just remarkable. And you have to give a shout out to Jared Goff for his incredible performance. This guy was on fire. Goff completed all 18 of his pass attempts for 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that's right, a perfect 18 for 18, an NFL record. And if that wasn't impressive enough, Goff also caught a touchdown pass from Amon-Ra St. Brown on a trick play. It was a beautifully executed double reverse, and it's hard to believe it was Goff's first ever touchdown reception at any level of football. But that's what makes this team so fun to watch. They're always pushing the envelope and coming up with new ways to outsmart their opponents. Now, the guy who really stole the show and got the game ball was Jameson Williams. He turned on the Jets for a 70-yard touchdown, with 45 yards of pure sprint and 25 yards of celebrating. But here's what's even more impressive. Williams got the game ball not just for that play but for his unselfish work off the ball, throwing key blocks and doing the dirty work that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's the kind of commitment that shows this team's maturity and the influence of Dan Campbell's coaching. And let's not forget about our running backs. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs have formed one of the most dangerous backfield tandems in the league. There was a lot of chatter when the Lions selected Gibbs at number 12 overall last year, but boy, has he proven his worth. Montgomery was also phenomenal on Monday, breaking tackles and making defenders look silly on his way to some huge gains. You find a better back than those two guys in the league right now. I can't name one, Goff said after the game. And he's right, these guys are a nightmare for defenses. One thing we can't overlook, though, is the penalties. We had 12 against Seattle. That's too many, and it could have hurt us. But Campbell isn't too worried, because these were mostly penalties of aggression, not carelessness. Take Terrion Arnold, our first-round cornerback, for example. He's getting hit with flags because he's being physical and assertive, and that's something we can work on. He'll learn when to back off, but we don't want to take away that competitive fire. It's easier to tone down a player who's too aggressive than it is to get someone to toughen up. That's the culture Campbell and GM Brad Holmes have built here, a team that plays hard, physical, and refuses to back down. It's a mentality that's starting to pay off big time. Just look at the recent draft picks, Penei Sewell, Aiden Hutchinson, Jameson Williams, and now guys like Gibbs and Arnold. Each of them is fitting perfectly into this Lions identity. They've been developed the right way, and now they're showing out on the field. Right now, this team has everything you want: a potent offense, a defense that can lock it down when needed, and a coach that keeps everyone focused on the task at hand. The Lions can run the ball, they can air it out, and they can grind out physical wins. The versatility and adaptability of this team is exactly what you need to compete for a Super Bowl in today's NFL. As Campbell said, every week will be different. They like it that way. So, what do you guys think? Are the Lions truly the best in the NFC right now? Can they keep finding new ways to win and maintain this level of play? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And before you go, don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the latest Lions news and analysis. I'll catch you all in the next one. Go Lions!